So a day or so ago, we saw a video of Sandra Bland and her interaction with a police officer in Texas 4 years after she died mysteriously in a jail cell. 4 years after he had been punished for not any involvement with her death, but for lying. A similar thing happened with Laquan McDonald in Chicago. 2 years after he died, we saw the video. This happens a lot, where we get the evidence after we've made our decisions, after everything's cooled down and we move on. Just like what is happening right now in Dallas. We see Amber Geiger. We hear her, the young woman who shot the young man in his apartment. We hear her 911 tape. We already know that he had marijuana in his system. We know everything about him, but little about her. This is deliberate. I think they do it on purpose because they want us to make our minds up and move on. What happens is that those videotapes exist, those camcorders exist, that situation exists because there is a lack of trust between the people or communities of color and police departments. It exists for reasons. Right now, I saw what happened to Sandra Bland and seeing her video 4 years after the fact. I'm reminded of a time when I was a kid and a kid named Ron Settles hung himself in the police department in Signal Hill. The same things have always existed. As a matter of fact, I would say we have cameras now because of all those instances, all those times where black people had questions that no one could answer. But ever since videos have been prominent, people have been seeing them two different ways. We all watched what happened to Rodney King. The people who live on the other end of the video said, finally, they know what we're talking about. America said the same thing it always does. There's nothing to see here. This is not injustice. This is just policemen doing their jobs. The reason these things exist, because we were finally going to get to a situation where if you saw what we saw, you'd react like we do. But it isn't going that way. America greased those videos, whether it's a young man being choked in front of us, telling us he can't breathe. Another young man who pulling out his gun, Philando Castile, he's legally licensed to carry it, and he gets shot in front of us. We have to accept the fact that until America changes this idea of what murder looks like, this will always happen. I think that America, by and large, feels like it's impossible for us to be murdered because we had to be doing something wrong. Isn't it funny how they'll accept what's in our officer's mind, which they can't see, but not accept the video, which they can? We can get all the videotapes we want. We can have all the witnesses that we want. America will not change until it sees us as it sees itself. You can put all the video cameras in the world. You can have all the situations where we have all the evidence. But until America actually puts on bias-proof glasses, we're going to see the same all the time. There has to be a situation where you finally see us as you see you. Otherwise, you're not a voyeur anymore. You're an accomplice.